Welcome to Finnish hipster metal. Sorry, I didn't mean to come out like that. No negativity here whatsoever. Just pointing out that Dark Buddha Rising is now out with a new album. And why would I say term hipster in the context like that? Well, let me try to explain. When you take a little bit of doom metal, you take a little bit of experimental metal, you take drone, you take some, I don't know, sludge maybe, and then you combine them into a sweet smooth with healthy nutrient. Wait a second. This is not a smoothie review. Okay, let's just focus task at hand. Dark Buddha Rising is here with the new album called Mathreyata. And those who are familiar with the band already know what I was about to say with my poor attempt to joke about it. So this is of doom, it's of drone, it's of experimental, it's probably sludge, drone, anything like that. Did I say drone a couple of times? Probably. Well, anyway, the point here is this album of many styles is here. And it's not gonna please everybody, but those who are fans of the band will probably enjoy this digipack fully, right to the max. That is right there. Let's take a look at the metal archives while I ramble a little bit more. Now, this is one of those bands that have gone through different phases probably throughout the years and also have created quite a unique style. That is, their music is definitely not for everybody, and this is not going to change it. Now, this whole discography from the album called One or I to Ritual IX and so forth, I mean, the band has been pushing the albums every couple of years. Well, first couple of years were more than that. But basically, every couple of years, the band have been pushing their own thing forward. And as such, I think they have rightfully kind of gotten sort of a following audience, if you will, which then again is very, very much leaning onto the fact that this is very much a kind of a hybrid genre. For example, here it's listed as psychedelic drone slash sludge slash doom metal, and I would say this new album has even more experimental parts or certain kind of a ritualistic music. Now, the bottom line here is sort of a kind of a doom. It's slow tempo, and you have kind of a droning guitars doing their stuff and creating this wonderfully dark, somewhat sinister atmosphere. Actually, if I was to just rate this album based solely on the atmosphere, I would say this is kind of a 5-star album, because what this album really nails is the kind of a thick darkness and something, the kind of a feeling, like something is looming behind my back. Isn't it kind of a giant spider, a Cthulhuan Lovecraftian monster, or just some kind of a psychic attack that is just gonna leave me here in ruins as a human corpse or whatever. But as there always is the case, when people are into music, different people want different kind of stuff, and probably a lot of people out there, this is just gonna be way too weird and bizarre a release. First of all, it's not very riff driven. It's not very much constructed in the ways that people expect metal to be. That is, whether we're talking about doom metal, black metal, death metal, thrash metal, heavy metal, or any kind of more say big genre metal. This is kind of avoiding and dodging those weird bullets as it can. It's kind of like amorphous version of metal music, incorporating different kind of elements and becoming this kind of a Lovecraftian or John Carpenter kind of a, space monster of a sort of an abomination, aberration, monstrosity. And after all, there still are elements which you can pretty much relate to, being mostly the slow tempo of doom, the drony atmosphere with kind of a buzzing things and all that stuff. And then you have vocals which come from a female line of nicely done vocals, but a little bit still off. And then these kind of hyper screams from a weird black metal band type of stuff. And then you put them all together. Once again, blending it to like a weird smoothie. Alien ingredients including. Now, like I said, if I was going to rate it based on atmosphere only, I would say this is a great album. But I'm the kind of a person who likes very riff-driven music. I like good riffs. Sometimes good melodies define what is a good album. And that, my friends, is one of the parts where this album kind of fails. Not badly, but definitely leaves me a little bit lukewarm. Now, all that being said, I don't want to say that this is a bad or mediocre album, definitely better than that. But I feel like I'm having some sort of a wiring in my head to fully enjoy this album. That is not saying I'm not enjoying this at all, because actually I was, but and still is. But I mean, I feel like something is missing. And while it's not a big thing, it's still something that, creates this thin veil between the great and just okay or good, decent stuff. So it's interesting release, and I think there is definitely an audience for this kind of music who are very much ready to just love this album to the max. But the big audience is probably going to find this album way too bit weird, and as such I really can't recommend this to everybody. Now here in the Swart Records site on the other versions it says that this is out as digital and vinyl, but as you can pretty much see it's already out also on CD, or well, this is gonna be out on November 12th, which is I guess the official release date. So give this one a look. It's definitely interesting music. Just prepare for a little bit different what you're used to, at least if you're coming from doom audience or sludge audience type. More experimental, more ritualistic, more drony, and there you have it. I hope you enjoyed it.